the Chiefs Kingdom has plenty of good reasons to hate the Bengals, but they do make my list of sports grudges.
An- Another one?
I
Another
mean,
one.
yeah, I've hinted at it. It's
Mm.
these are my sports grudges, guys. Come
Okay.
on,
All right. All right.
hold up. But listen, my sports grudges are probably more deeply ingrained in me than my non-sports related grudges. And the
Oh,
reason
this is
why the
gonna be
Bengals,
intense.
I, I don't know if I'll yell as much, to be completely honest. And Chiefs fans as a whole, like I said, have plenty of reasons to hate the Bengals right now. But they cement themselves at number 5, mostly because their fan base sucks. Their players talk a lot of shit and they don't necessarily back it up. They give us great bulletin board material. So for that I'm thankful. But the seedling of this grudge definitely started back with that Montez Burfict hit. I don't even like Antonio Brown, and that hit really like affected me as a sports fan. I'm super happy that Juju Smith-Schuster got the revenge hit on him, and I know the Bengals organization can't necessarily be responsible for the actions of one player. But their fan base, some of the players on the team now, and the way they like to just fucking yap, it kind of feels like that same energy. They're dirty. They get all upset about pushing Pat Mahomes out of bounds late, but it is what it is. Bengals fans suck. The Bengals are aggravating to have to play against because Joe Burrow's kind of decent.
The mayor
But
sucks.
yeah, their mayor's a fucking idiot.
Skyline chili is awful.
Never had it. I don't get the appeal of putting chili on top of spaghetti. Isn't that what they do?
Yep.
Yeah,
The
it's
city's
stupid.
dirty.
Yeah, I think the whole state of Ohio is dirty
Fair enough.
because Cleveland is too. But yeah, I mean, they're the perfect franchise in football to kind of hate right now, and that's why they make the list. They're number 5. Number 4. You guys have heard me talk about this plenty. But number 4 on my list is LeBron James.
What?
It's not
Not
a secret.
LeBron.
I don't like the guy. I won't even play as him in 2K. He is probably the greatest athlete that has ever played the sport of basketball. He is a monster. But with all of his intangibles and God given talent, he's a corny ass dude and he's a little bitch. When you are that when you are that good and that gifted, I should never see you flopping. I should never see you selling a foul. I should never see you complain to the refs. I should see you stick your head down and play basketball when you are on the court. And he doesn't do that. He gives off the vibe of a prima donna.
The
What's the
same
face
thing could
for?
be said. The same thing could be said about Brady and Patrick Mahomes when you're talking about
Just
Say.
when
wait.
you're
Just
talking
wait.
hang on when you're talking about flopping and complaining to the refs and whatnot.
Name
At
someone
that
who doesn't
point,
do that.
you are
But I'm
name
not going to
somebody
hold
who
a
doesn't
grudge.
do it.
I'm
But
not going to hold a
oh,
grudge against the greatest quarterback that's on my team either.
okay, yeah, of course you're not. Of course you're not. I'm just saying
Right.
they're playing within the rules. They're doing the things to get themselves in position to score more points that fall within the rules. If you want to be mad about that, I totally understand, and I don't like that either. It's one of the things that ruins basketball. But blame the NBA. Don't don't blame because the same stuff is happening in the NFL. Same thing is happening in soccer in every organization in every pro league around the world. It's because it's within the rules.
Not for NBA now. NBA is actually going to start fining players for flopping.
Well, finally.
And LeBron is, I believe, the odds-on favorite if he has one of the first games to be the first one fined for flopping. So you may want to go ahead and hop on
I
that.
think that's hilarious that that's just like a something you can bet on. Like, but yeah, I mean, call him the king, call him what you want. The positive stuff that he's done off the court, as a philanthropist, charitable guy, whatever you want to call him, like that's cool, that's great. But as a basketball player, I hold a grudge against him, and again, will never use him in 2K. Because fuck that guy. Number 3, I might piss off some friends and family members with this one, okay?
Uh-oh.
Number 3 on my list of sports grudges is St. Louis sports fans. And it's not all of them, okay? There's like a certain population of them that are completely unbearable. Sean and I went to school with them. I mean, SEMO is like second high school for St. Louisans. But Blues fans fucking suck. They don't even have much to like brag about, but they think they're the shit. They think that, like, especially when the Blues were perennial playoff contenders, like they wouldn't shut up about it. And it was like, if the Blues game was on, it was like you couldn't talk
Everything
about
is catered
anything
towards
else.
the Blues.
Like you couldn't
Everything.
just shut up, the Blues are on, like as they're like 15 natties deep. Like it's really cringy and it's really like terrible to be around. It's just it's not the energy you want.
It's super
if you're hanging
depressing
out with
because then they start losing.
they're bad. The Blues are bad, but let me get started on the Cardinals now, okay? Because the Cardinals, everybody that is a Cardinals fan touts about their history. You know, they're a small market team that's won 6, 7, 8, 11 championships. But newsflash, Cardinals fans, since the Royals won in 1985, the Cardinals and the Royals have the same amount of World Series titles.
Who did they beat in '85?
They beat the Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of controversy about that we don't necessarily have to get into. God thank our Lord and Savior George Brett. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those World Series championships came in the 1920s through the 1940s. So before the color barrier was even broken, okay? Like you can't brag about that. That shit is irrelevant. Like, ooh, storied baseball history. Like, you're not that relevant. You're just another small market team. I can't believe, like, is Wainwright even still like pitching for the team? That is a joke of all jokes. Like, the dude needs to sit down. And they have such a weird love-hate relationship with Albert Pujols. I don't like St. Louis sports fans for the most part. They're very annoying. And just the KC St. Louis rivalry plays a lot into that. So yeah, it is what it is. They're number 3 on my list. Number 2, a very deeply ingrained rivalry between the states. Okay. Now, I will preface this with I don't follow college sports at all anymore. I pay attention late in the season to college football, but I damn sure don't pay attention to college basketball. I have one of the weirdest grudges against KU basketball. Not even KU football. Like, KU football is a joke. Like, it's funny. But I cannot stand Kansas basketball because when I was younger, I lived on the Missouri side of Kansas City. I also had my mother's side of the family is from Columbia, Missouri. So there were Tigers clothes, there were Tigers decorations. Missouri Tigers were our team, football, basketball, whatever. As a kid, I did love the Missouri Tigers. Kansas was just better than us at basketball. And so I grew to hate Kansas basketball specifically. KU football competed with us every now and then, but typically Missouri football was way better than Kansas football. But like, I don't even follow the sports anymore, but I just still love to hate Kansas basketball. And when I see Kansas basketball fans like get upset over a loss or whatever, like that absolutely fills my soul. That is my live, laugh, love. Like I love to see KU basketball fans just get shut down. Okay, it's one of the greatest things ever. You got to be able to appreciate a little bit living in Kansas and being an Oklahoma fan. Like KU basketball fans suck.
Oh no, they're bad. See, the thing is I'm surrounded by it because it's not just KU, it's also K-State. K-State fans do not realize how annoying they are. Now it hurts when it's football. When football, because they're Oklahoma's kryptonite. They beat us in football every time. But neither KU nor K-State fans realize how annoying they really are. K-State fans, you got to realize that you're the little brother in almost every single aspect. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You beat Oklahoma one time, but guess what? You're still 6-5. Okay? You're barely making a bowl game and not one that matters. Pipe down the both of you.
We took K-State guy first round, so like I'll give them a little bit of a pass right now, but I ain't hearing anything pro KU. Like I still have the black and gold in my veins enough to like deeply, deeply hate KU basketball. I also hate that they're fucking good. So I have seen some tweets out there that say like this upcoming KU basketball team might be the best in Bill Self's era. And if that's the case, I think I'm gonna hate March Madness when it comes around. All right, guys. It's number one. You know who it is. Who's my number one? Who's my number one sports grudge?
He alluded to it earlier. How about?
It's Tom Brady. Listen, he had the babe of a wife. So, on top of all of his success, on top of beating the Chiefs multiple times, on top of beating Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. So, Patrick Mahomes, even if he gets more than 7 championships, he's always going to have that chip on his shoulder, the chip on his resume that Tom Brady beat him in a Super Bowl and an AFC championship game. So how could he possibly be better than Tom Brady? No. Fuck Tom Brady. When I was in Little League sports, throughout the 2000s, I played offensive line. I played center. Okay? We saw Peyton Manning maybe once yell at his offensive line. Tom Brady was always on camera yelling at his offensive line. They're the big uglies that protect your dumb ass, okay? And I just hope that once in a while, after getting berated by this pretty boy, dimple chin, fucking stupid ass Tom Brady, that one of his offensive line just intentionally missed a block and let his ass get sacked.
Well, how do you think he tore his ACL?
We love Bernard Pollard for that.
He was free off the edge.
Yeah. So Tom Brady, one of the worst prima donnas of the sport. I think he's only beaten out by Phillip Rivers. Tom Brady is a little bitch. I almost bask in the greatness of his marital issues, and he's no longer with his model of a wife. Fuck that guy.
Tom Brady
And
is like the NFL's Tom Cruise.
sure, definitely not going to watch any of his movies.
You might be forced to watch him on TV every week when he finally starts his announcer gig, whenever that actually happens.
Unless he's calling a Chiefs game, like I will turn that TV off.
Just watch it on mute like I do with Romo.
Fair enough. I can do that.
You can put on Mitch in the background if it's a Chiefs game.
Yeah. Touchdown, Kansas City.
I'm so ready to hear that.
Yeah.